All right, what's up DVW fam? So just woke up in Barcelona. It is my first time here, so I'm gonna give you guys a first impressions. I'm here for 2 days, so you're gonna get a unique perspective from me because I've been all around Spain, but not the most popular city, Barcelona yet. So I'm gonna give you guys the good, bad, and ugly of my stay here. And yeah, we're just gonna explore the city, but as you guys can see, I'm in like the, tourist area right now. I kind of have no idea where I'm at. It's called like Ramblas, but you see a lot of terrace dining here. That's one of the main things I've been noticing around here. A lot of, terrace dining, great weather. It's around like 85 degrees right now, and it's the middle of September. But yeah, guys, gonna explore Barcelona. Let's do it. Let's find some food. I'm hungry. It's even that much similar to New York because they have these little building things you can walk under. Not as much in New York, but in a lot of places. All right, I've been walking about a couple hours in the city now, so I have one of my first comments about this city, an initial, observation. I feel like it's in between like a major metropolitan city and kind of like a really historical, beautiful city like Madrid, because I've been to Madrid and other European cities. Kind of has like a New York feel to it with like a European artistic vibe to it, but obviously I am in like a central area of Barcelona in the middle. Like I said, I don't really know where I'm at. It's called the Ramblas street, something like that. Oh, I just came into this little shop, El Fornet, to get a bakery item. It was pretty decent. Really enjoying the views. There's a lot of people walking around, a lot of foot traffic, so that's another observation I see. And yeah, it's pretty relaxed so far on this walk in Barcelona, but let's see what else there's to do. I don't know exactly what street I'm on right now, but this is a really long street of like really luxury stores, nice building. Kind of look like apartment buildings right here, but I'm on the walk to Park Guell. It's like a 40-minute walk from the restaurant I was eating at, but so far I'm pretty sure this is like the main area, and no problems so far. And it's been pretty safe and nice walking around. A lot of people, walking their dogs, pets, and it's just feels really good to just stroll around the city. So far, I give the main, central area of Madrid an A+ for walking. It's a very enjoyable walk. All right, guys, so you remember how I said earlier, everything's good, nothing's happened yet? It's because I've heard from a lot of locals, tourists alike, that, there's pickpocketers here and that you need to, be on the lookout a little bit when you're walking around Barcelona. As you guys see, there's a lot of people, a lot of benches, and it's funny because I'm with my friend Laura here. She's actually a local, and she actually left my bag on a bench. It's pretty close to me, but she like put it extra close to me, so she'll tell you a little bit from her point of view about those scenes here.
Any touristic city, it's very important to be aware of your belongings. Like, for instance, don't leave them underneath your seat on a table in a restaurant, because maybe somebody will be sitting behind you and will snap it from you without you acknowledging. So pickpockets here are really professional, they know what they're doing, and you won't be aware that your phone was gone on the metro or something like that, so just be aware of that issue. It's a pretty safe city, it's not violent. Of course, we have a little bit, but not like other cities in the world. But pickpocketing is an issue that we are facing. But just be aware of your belongings.
There you have it. All right, guys. So some more first impressions and culture shocks from Barcelona newbie here. This lane right here. So basically, this is the main street, right? So back home, there'll be like a little bike lane with like that white little line, but there's like this little area right here where, oh, you'll see a biker right now. So this is what Laura tells me is the bike and delivery lane.
Exactly. Some trucks and bikes and taxis are coming here. They go and drive through here, and many people think that this is a pedestrian lane, and most tourists get really shocked when they realize it's not pedestrian. So because it's really, we don't have much signs that tell you that, so it's just guess, like you, no?
Well, thanks. Well, yeah, I see a lot of people taking photos here and just walking, crossing the street nonchalantly, just on their phones. So just be careful. This is an active car and bike lane, so just don't get hit.
Yes, it's in both sides of Paseo de Gracia. Very important to tell them where it is, because it's the only one.
Stay safe. Super clutch tip, you get fresh water from these little stands right here, which you can see everybody doing. So, yeah. The water here is drinkable, right?
No.
No?
Well, it's drinkable, but guys, I would never drink it. We are not tap drinkers in the city. We always use bottled water, and a lot of tourists do so. They drink from the fountains, but most of us don't do that. You won't die. You won't die.
Oh, man. Yeah, I did it the other day. If I don't release this video, you'll know why. So there's a lot of ways to get around Barcelona, but I definitely recommend the trams or subways. They are relatively inexpensive and straightforward to use. Just use Google Maps to find your way around or ask a local. People are pretty friendly here and should be able to help you. I heard that Uber is actually shut down in the city the first time I was there. I tried to use Uber and it would not connect. And you can walk pretty much anywhere in the city, but to expedite some things, definitely recommend the subways. It can get a little bit cramped, so make sure you guys watch your stuff and clutch your bags, and yeah, just be comfortable being elbow to elbow with people. But other than that, pretty convenient. The Catalonia Plaza, another popular place to visit. There's a lot of stores here, malls, and McDonald's right there that I just had a breakfast at. But yeah, guys, another really cool square. Popping, a lot of people walking around. Catalonia Plaza right here. All around Barcelona, you see a lot of these buses. Yeah, I'm gonna keep saying this. The city definitely reminds me a little bit of like a New York borough with that touch of European art influence. And if you guys are wondering why I'm walking in the middle of the street, it's because they closed this area of the street for a bunch of us to kind of just walk through. So yeah, on the way to Park Güell, one of the most famous monuments here. It's must see. So this is the route there, and a lot of uphill climbing and walking, so make sure you guys bring your walking shoes. All right, 30 minutes later, almost definitely a lot of uphill walking. Look at this. Sheesh. Here are some stairs we gotta conquer. We have two choices to make: active or inactive. Let's go hard. Choose your hard. Let's go. Let's go. Rocky Balboa experience right here. Now I played you guys. We're doing the elevators. We're late. Pretty cool street art, guys. Alright, almost there. Alright, really excited. Just entered the Park Güell monument in Spain. Pro tip, make sure you guys book tickets in advance, because I got to the front and some people wanted to go in, but it was sold out. So the time is unlimited in here, but when you exit, you cannot enter again. But at first I thought this was just like a little bench or like one area, because that's where I saw the pictures, but this is like a whole park system. And yeah, there's other things to see here, so I'm about to show you guys right now. All right, like I said, in this video I was going to give you guys my first impressions and thoughts and debunking some myths and opinions that I've heard around Spain. And one of them is that the Park Güell is so touristy and busy that it's not even worth visiting. Some people have told me that, but just being here right now, I mean, it's pretty cool. It's definitely tourist, but I mean, it is by no means inaccessible, and in my opinion, too much. I mean, it feels like it's just as many tourists as any other place I've been in Spain. So yeah, very good, you know, management by, you know, the staff here, and it is quite the sight to see. I will say though, for like 10 euros for the access into the Park Güell, the main parts are going to be the, you know, the square, the bench area. I took a walk around the whole park. You know, it was cool walking around, but pretty basic. There's a house on top, I think called Casa Trias or something like that. And it was funny seeing a bunch of people like gawk at the house, but like to me, it just looks like a random house. And Audi's work is actually really cool. So really appreciate that about Park Güell. And yeah, first impressions, I think Park Güell is really cool and definitely a must visit in Barcelona, like every other person kind of says. It's actually a pretty cool, relaxing park here in Park Güell. Kind of reminds me of Jurassic Park. Maybe that's why they had those like T-Rex teeth on the hills. Okay, I can kind of see why people say it's very touristy now, which, I mean, everything is touristy if you think about it, but it's because like the photo op area right here, everyone wants to sit there, everyone wants to take pictures there, and you had to wait like a really long time just to get a photo op, which that's why a pro tip is make sure you guys bring a good photographer. I actually found a photographer that was right there. It was a coincidental. His name is Yu Tian. Follow him on Instagram, so shout out him because he got me pretty good photos, but wait around like 20 minutes just for a decent pic, but it was worth it.
Night, guys. Just got off the metro at to find tonight for dinner. Let's go. Some more nighttime Barcelona vibes.
Example of one of the alleys and areas you're walking through in Barcelona's tourist district or main areas. Not as beautiful as many other cities I've been to, like the really touristy ones like Toledo and whatnot, but it's not that though. Normal vibes, just like any other metro city in the world. Some call it graffiti, some call it street art.
One thing that I say, it could be a little bit cleaner, but they're putting in an effort, as you guys can see.
So as you guys see, we're in the streets of Barcelona right now, and I've actually opened up my own hot dog shop right here. So no, I'm just kidding, it's not my hot dog shop. So welcome back. This is the neighborhood I'm staying at. It's actually pretty close to the park Guell. It's called the Gracias area, but yeah, this is kind of what you can expect for kind of like an urban neighborhood here in the city. There's a lot of graffiti around, or street art, whatever you want to call it, but there's just a few stragglers here and there. But I'm walking home at night, 1 a.m. I feel relatively at ease. But yeah, other than the aesthetics of the city, just taking trains home late at night, just walking around. There's some, stragglers here and there, just loiterers trying to offer you stuff, services, and that's when you stumbled upon like a deeper corner. Because I went to like a bar area, going out district, and cross over to a little corner, and it got a little bit, I would say, more edgy, but nothing haven't seen at home, anything out of the ordinary, red flag danger. But like I said, proceed with caution. Engage where you can engage, ignore where you can ignore, and just make sure you guys keep your belongings safe and keep a lookout. But that's anywhere, any city. All right, another culture shock or thing I've noticed in Barcelona, but also in other parts of Spain. This happened a lot in Madrid as well. Sometimes there'll be places that say they're open on Google Maps, and then you get there and they're closed because either they're on vacation or they're on like a break. And like for example, yesterday at Media Mart and FNAC, I went there for a memory card, and it said that they're open, one location on Google, and they were closed. Also, we went to a couple restaurants in Madrid, and they said they're open on Google Maps and they're closed. When we got there, they're on vacation. But another thing that's common almost every day is siesta time. So right now we're in siesta time, so the restaurant we were just at just closed. So keep that in mind if you guys are trying to get lunch around like 3, 4.
Exactly. It's not normally the kitchens close at 4 p.m. But some restaurants close and do 2 shifts. Yeah, but you have to keep in mind that you cannot eat. You have to come for lunch from 1. It's very difficult to get before 1, and then up to 4 p.m.
Yeah,
and then they reopen again.
Yeah. For the restaurants that have siestas and they have their hours accurately on Google, that's great. But there are some like restaurants that just close and they say they're open, and I've been trying to find ways to combat that, but I haven't found one yet. So just tip is to just be vigilant and also be fluid. Be like water.
Exactly.
Always have a secondary plan. Because we also went to some chocolaterias for our tour, and they're closed.
Monday, yeah.
All 3 of them were closed. I mean, I'm sure this happens in other places too, but it's just happened to me more frequently here on my trip. I don't know why. So yeah, it is what it is. So on to our next location. Let's go. Guys, another culture shocker tip in Barcelona is these little shops right here, the Supermercats or the Bazar Markets have been clutch anywhere in Spain. As you guys can see, look at this hilly street right here. We've been walking everywhere, and that's the thing, another tip about Barcelona, you can walk nearly everywhere if you're in like a central area, or you take the metro. I've been taking the metro if the walk is over 45 minutes, but all the main areas like within like a 25-30 minute walk. So we've been burning off all our food and calories by walking, but you get really dehydrated, and that's why those stores are clutch, because I've been getting, you know, these water bottles. They should be somewhere between 150 euros and 2 euros. There's some places that are like 3 and above euros, and I have bought them just because I've been very desperate, but those would be no bueno. The water should be around like 1 to 2 euros. I actually have a funny story about those Bazar Markets and the supermarkets. Like when I really want and need one, I can't find one for blocks, but then when I don't need anything, they pop up in dozens, like everywhere, and there really are a lot of them, but it's just, I don't know, that's just me. Last night here in Barcelona, I want to, you know, continue talking about the culture shock and things I've noticed here. A lot of like the better places, well, scratch that. A lot of the places, this tapas bar, I just went to one now, Bar La Plata. It only had 6 seats, and then this one is pretty small, so you have to make a reservation sometimes. But also, I would say like some of the bigger restaurants, you could like wait. There are big restaurants here in Barcelona that I was able to wait and get in, but I've been actually very lucky and blessed so far. But a lot of the places I've been going with myself or one other person. Gracias. And I've been getting in. So basically, the tip is to make reservations, or like know the restaurant you're going to. If it's a small one, if it's a big one, has a lot of seats. If you know, you know. So Laura here was telling me a really funny story, because we've been walking along very narrow alleyways, and I looked up and I saw a little donkey, and she told me why these streets are so narrow, and I'll just tell you.
Well, the streets are very narrow in Barcelona because the way they measure, the maximum width of a street in Barcelona was measured by 2 donkeys next to each other, side by side, full of bags. So this one here, there's a sign that says entrada. It means that it was one-way street, so only one donkey with bags on it could go. So another one could not come the other way. It was one-way street only.
So this is the size of one donkey. And Laura was saying that this is the only time where you guys can see this epicness right here.
The golden hour, but it changes depending on the moment of the year that you're coming. So it's not going to be the same in winter than in summer, than spring. It changes. But this is the most stunning moment. It's the golden hour.
What time is it right now? 5:30?
See, I think at its best, because it's going to be, so all the flowers, all the stained glasses will be even to the top. It's going to be like around 6.
Awesome.
Something like that.
I see a museum downstairs that shows a lot of Gaudi's work, so make sure you guys don't miss that when you visit the Sagrada Familia. Like this head right here. Alright, so I want to wrap up this first impressions video with an overall conclusion on what I thought about Barcelona. Keep in mind, like I said, it's my first time here, only 2 days here, so you know, if I stayed here longer, if I lived here, obviously I would have a different experience. But heard a lot of rumors from friends, locals and tourists alike that this city is, you know, more dangerous, watch out for pickpocketers, this and that, which I heed that advice, keep that in mind. That's anywhere. But I've been to a couple European cities, and I'm gonna compare a little bit to that, a little bit to back home. Right now I'm in the Gothic Quarter. It's late at night. It's a very popular area, but I would definitely say that there are a lot of alleyways. The city is more, lack of a word, you know, dirtier. There's more street art in places, if you know what I mean, and also loiterers here and there. But compared to the US, any other major metropolitan city, even the other European cities like Paris, I would say Paris could be a little bit more edgier. But other than that, as long as you know, keep your eye on your stuff, I felt relatively safe here. And also keep in mind, in the US there are guns. I hear that there's not too many violent crimes here, so I feel at the most there will be petty crime. There were some instances where I had to, you know, watch my stuff a little bit more intently. But other than that, I think it's a relatively safe city. But I've been to maybe like 7 or 8 other Spanish cities, and I'll say the difference I noticed from Barcelona and other cities that this has more of like an urban feel, but with that European artistic vibe too. But overall, great city, liked it. I saw someone actually get arrested for pickpocketing, so it does happen. Yeah, I was actually interviewing some, you know, tourists, and they were saying that they felt unsafe because of these alleys, and like the one I'm in right now, because there's really, you know, small alleyways, but there's a history to that, how the city is built because of the art. You'll have to watch my other video, but if you look at it from above, there's a lot of alleys and twists and turns, and that's just how the Barcelona architecture is. So sometimes you might turn and it's just like a really narrow, sketchy, dark alley. So just kind of know where you're going, but most of the alleyways are actually really, really beautiful. And I actually think the graffiti or street art is just art. So yeah, but yeah, those are my thoughts on Barcelona overall. 2 days here have been pretty solid, and I actually feel a lot comfortable walking around the city than LA, so that's all you guys need to know. But like I said, I'm not discounting anyone else's experiences in Barcelona, because I've actually had close friends of mine say they've been, you know, mugged here, you know, some horror stories here and there. So as long as you guys are just safe, vigilant, and aware, I think you're good here. So those are my Barcelona tips for you guys.